You have like the astrologer spirits, right? Did you know that horoscopes are like the most widely read prophetic words in the history of the country? So I read horoscopes, horoscopes all the time. People are like, "What's your sign?" "Oh, I'm a Taurus." "Oh, I'm a Sagittarius." That's a god. That's a small g god, Taurus, right? It's a power that you're saying, my destiny is under this power. It's going to shape my destiny. That's authorities, cosmic. Those are the cosmic powers. It's shaping your destiny. That's what you're saying you are, because you're born at a certain time. That's my power. Well, you know what, guys? We've all been born again. So now Jesus is our power, okay? But these astrologers, I read a paper about it was written by a German Jew who was in the US during World War II, and he basically said his name was Theodor Adorno. He wasn't not a Christian, Theodor Adorno, and he wrote about the power of horoscopes to shape a people. He said basically, because horoscopes were in every newspaper in America. They still are, and there aren't a lot of newspapers, but they're in every app, right? You put your birthday in an app, it's going to give you your astrological sign. That's a power. It's a spirit. Let's not pretend that it isn't, because it is. Christian, if someone says, "What's your sign?" Jesus. It's not Sagittarius or Taurus or whatever. Because who controls your destiny? Well, anyway, so what the Theodore Adorno said in the 50s, he said it in the 1950s, that over time, people reading their horoscopes will cause them to deny free will, that they don't have any free will give them a sense of hopelessness, and will make them easily shaped. Easily shaped. Read it, man. It's Theodore Adorno, The Stars Among Us or something. I can't remember, but look it up. And he was talking in the 50s. That's a generational ago. Do people in our society feel like they have free will? Are they easily shaped? Any doubt that Americans are the most easily shaped, like the West? Why? They've been programmed. This is why repentance is about how you think, because how you think changes how you act. This is why America is living in this Romans 1 curse right now. I don't mean curse. It's Romans 1 judgment. Read Romans 1, and how does Romans end? It's like, whenever you worship the creation instead of the creator, this is what's going to happen. All these things. Well, you know what? When you read your horoscope every day for your life, that you're worshiping the creation. It's a created being. These things are created beings. The stars are created beings. Adorno said, I wasn't even planning on going here. I don't write about it in my book, but Adorno said that astrology is the most rational of the occult. The occult is not rational. It is enslaving. It leads us to sin. Jesus set us free from that. You want to be set free? Stop reading your horoscope. Delete your sign from everything. Embrace the cross. Jesus set us free so we can be truly human. Let Jesus shape you, not some demon named Taurus. Literally. No, okay, not a demon, but a demonic power. Those are one of the things that empowered Egypt. Remember whenever Aaron and Moses came in, like, I set my people free. And they're like, "Oh yeah, what can you do about it?" "Oh yeah, they've thrown down my rod." And what did they do? They slew down. The astrologers did that. Threw down their rod. They did the same thing. And then the astrologers did the next thing. And after that, they couldn't do it anymore because Yahweh was taking out the gods of Egypt. Don't submit your life to a new age deity that's a created being, because then you're in this Romans 1. America is in a Romans 1. Read it. Romans 1. The last half of Romans 1. It says, if you worship the creation instead of the creator, this is the judgment. This is the judgment.
Yeah, the same frustration you experience when it comes to the horoscopes and the occultic, I've noticed on social media with people who claim to be believers, not from my church, but in general, And I mean, I wouldn't go and act judgmental. I wouldn't say anything, but little by little, I would see something about horoscope, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm not in position to judge, to proclaim judgment, but we're all called to righteously judge. But I'm not called to pass the judgment because I sin as well. Still, it's so confusing for me to see people who say they're believers and they read horoscope all the time and they're okay with that. I was even in a situation, I think a couple of times in my life, both in Europe and I think even here, I can't remember, where people would ask me what sign I'm, and I wouldn't tell them. I would play a joke. I would say, I don't know what I would say. I'm a Christian, and they're like, "Well, that doesn't exist," and they would see that actually I'm trying to avoid answering their question. But
Yeah.
they would be even more curious then and be like, "Wow, I never met a person like you that would hide. Why would you even hide? Like, tell me, are you this? Are you this?" They'd be like so much curious about this fantasy that is, it's worse than fantasy. And when people say, "But it can guess," well, you should be even more scared if the horoscope guesses, what's happening to you. That's a spiritual reality. That's spiritual power over you. How
Yeah.
can something or someone tell you how will be your love life or spiritual life or financial life? I mean, it's not a coincidence. So yeah, I share the same frustration when it comes to you.